Test, test, test. Let me know how we sound, y'all. Let me know how we sounding. Who was in the live stream yesterday? Y'all was in the live stream yesterday. Remember, we closed the, well, not closed the live, ended the live S&P drawdown GU. As you can see, GU ended up going exactly as projected, including during the news event, just like how last week when we took those GU buys live, it went as projected prior to the news, and during the FOMC news, GU did the same thing, and it did a big ass dump to the downside as well. So we're still gonna be looking for sales today. I want to see if we're going to maintain one of these two levels. So if we cannot hold 33.65 as resistance, I might try to retrace and retest 33.95 or even come back up to 34.20 to hold that level as resistance. I want to be against any retracement take place today. That way next week will be a little bit easier to go for continued sales. Even though next week we also have the beginning of the new month start. And we got a lot of news events next week as well. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We got a nice retest going on here. So we're going to see if we're going to hold this level as resistance. We're also going to be looking at GBPJPYs if we can hold this low as support. I'm leaning more towards GBPJPYs than GU sales, just simply because of how hard it dumped. Like, we literally caught the entire lower low on GU the last 2 days. Right, we called that drop on Wednesday, and we called the drop yesterday. Nice lower low to the downside. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at GJ here. We're gonna be looking to see if we can break above and hold this level as support. If we can hold 220 as support, we're gonna look for buys going to 260. Make sure to go ahead and like the live. If you're not subscribed, if you're not subscribed already, just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live if y'all have not already. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Now we do have news today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have 8:30 Canadian USD news, so do keep that in mind. Yeah, look at that drop right there. That's a nice rejection right there. You can also see possible US30 buys. If we go hold 46.120 as support, we can look for buys going to 46.220. Yeah, so I like the rejection of GU right there. So we're going to be waiting for the next 15. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, that's a nice rejection right there. Like we talked about yesterday, the last couple times we kind of struggled to, as we can see, hold these levels as resistance. So today's news, we're either going to see price retrace and retest these levels, or we might just see price do like what it did right here and just tank again for another day, because we had this level of traffic we're going to have to break through. Last time we came down, we broke it, but we didn't hold as resistance. Reversal both times, and again at the same levels as we were talking about during the TikTok live yesterday. Shout out to those that was in the TikTok live yesterday. If not, make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok so you don't miss the next live stream. See you scroll at the bottom of y'all's screen. Instagram playmaker_away, TikTok _playmaker_away_. Yeah, that's a nice rejection right there. We're gonna see what this next 5-minute looks like. We got a few potential setups. US30, we're going to be looking for buys too, but we did approach the reversal territory. So the only way we're looking for buys is if price breaks back above and holds 46.120 as support. Because when it means as low as resistance, especially if it breaks below 45.800, we're going to see the possible downtrend come into play. So today is going to be very interesting. Those just doing the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Silver and free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. That's a lot. Y'all don't see that. Let me pull it up so y'all can see that. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So knock on wood, right? But we're 3-0 right now. So we had an undefeated week so far. Again, we took a W on, let's just walk it down. Why not? Let's just walk it down. Let's go here. Right, so again, make sure, even though it is Friday, check out the Sunday chart analysis. Dropped it at 11:11 on Sunday before the London session, before New York Open, before all the news events. I want y'all to pay attention to what I talk about with the charts, how I break the shit down, and then the exact price means what I say price doing. And then I want y'all to look at price right now, right? Same thing with last week's Sunday chart. Now, a lot of charts are going as projected. Besides GJ, obviously, because GJ's been in Chop City for the past, well, literally this entire quarter. That's a whole nother conversation. But Monday, we caught this nice US30 buy. It was nice with the 4RR. It was this setup right here. If y'all was in Monday's live stream, we broke down this US30 NAS100 setup. Nice push to the upside. Tuesday, I didn't see anything I liked, so we didn't take a trade Tuesday. Then we go to Wednesday. We took a NAS100 buy live. It was in the live stream on Wednesday. We took the setup live, as well as we talked about the GU setup. That one as projected. That's a nasty rejection right there. It's kind of similar to what price did yesterday off the London session open with GU. I'm about to give y'all some free game though, right? So our stop loss yesterday, right? Because then we fast forward to yesterday, got this banger GU set up, and I got, if y'all did not watch the New York live, the members only live yesterday, make sure to watch the members only live yesterday, because bro, that tank to the downside was disgusting. I might make a YouTube video. But that thing continued to tank. I didn't hold the whole trade. I closed here though. New 15 just popped up. Look at that nasty rejection right there. CJ rejected. Yeah, that thing might try to. I have a feeling. Like I said, if we hold this level as resistance, we might have a repeat of this drop to the downside right here. I'd like to see a retracement first though, but like I always say, we're in a downtrend, just keep going for sells. Uptrend, just keep going for buys. So we're gonna wait for a retracement. But if it doesn't retrace, we're just going to do like we did yesterday, which was take an entry at the next level, right? If y'all was in yesterday's live stream, GU didn't really do a retest here, did a drop. So we entered at the next level. We was in a little bit of drawdown, but as you can see, price proceeded to push in our direction. But this is why I don't like to do what y'all see a lot on the internet. So what y'all see a lot on the internet is, let's say I'm looking for a sell idea, right? Actually, let's ignore all this. Let's do this. All right. So let's say none of that stuff happened, right? So what you see a lot on the internet is they'll have the sell idea, right? And then they'll see the bodies here. My bad, I got distracted. But anyways, so a lot of times people will put their stop loss right on the bodies of the candlesticks, but then they wonder why a lot of times they'll get wicked out and the price will go the direction. It's because that's the obvious place to put your stop loss, right? You don't want to put your stop loss where you see price retracing to. You want to put it where price was to go past the level or hit your stop loss. You was most likely wrong, and price is going to go the opposite direction. What a lot of people do is they base their stop loss based on how big of a risk reward they want, or like I said, they put it right where price is obviously going to hit, right? That's like me entering a trade here and then putting my stop loss here, right? That's kind of why I don't really like supply demand strategies, because like y'all don't enter off the retest. Y'all enter, instead of entering off the retest, what I see with a lot of supply demand trades, they'll enter like right here instead of off the retest. I don't know, but anyways, but because I trade like that, that's why when this thing played out, look where the wick would have got me. The wick would have took out this level here, right? But because I put it above this level, the wick barely missed my stop loss, right? But if I would have put it right where these levels are, I would have got hit and I would have missed this move, right? Or like I said yesterday, I would have been one of those people that would have to take 3 different trades just to catch that one setup I was looking for. And I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to take a loss, but then loss, then win off the same trade. I'd rather take a trade once, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I wait for the retest confirmations, which is why, you know, I give my stop loss wiggle room. But even with my stop loss having wiggle room, I still average 1 to 2, 1 to 3 RR setups, right? So again, having a decent stop loss does not hurt your risk reward ratios, right? That's a big myth. A lot of people say that online because, again, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? Because again, you can see these are clearly 1 to 2, 1 to 3 RR setups on average. Even when it doesn't go the full way, I'm at least getting a 1 to 1, right? So, and that's even with a good stop loss, right? So you just got to do what makes sense. Just got to do what makes sense. So we got a new 5-minute about to pop up. GU is doing what GU does. I think it's been ripping. Looks like they're ripped for 3rd day in a row. Whoops. Yeah, that's a nice push to the downside. All right, but again, you can see our price break, retest, drop. All right, so I was looking for a retest like this, where price showed those holding as resistance, and then the next 15, next 5 minute catch the drop. But obviously, price doesn't do that every time. This retest, price wick the level, and then dropped in the same candlestick, right? And we see price pushing. Kind of similar to the US30 setup we took on Monday, right? Price dropped, wicked, closed here, and then we entered off the next 15 and rode the wave. Right, that's like one of the cleanest and easiest setups to take. That's kind of like most setups. That's what we was looking for with GU, but obviously we got into a little bit of drawdown, which does happen. But again, if you look at a lot of my setups, that's what we usually go for, right? We wait for a retest, confirmation, retest, confirmation. But obviously, not every trade is going to do that, though. But it's all good. Like I said, we're out for the week. No point in FOMOing or tripping. So we're just going to stick to our system, right? Just like in yesterday's live stream. A couple charts did some stuff, but the one that met our confirmations we took. And then when we compare US30 gold, GJ, and GU, we chose the right chart, right? So waiting for our confirmations played out, because the chart we did take a setup on did the biggest move yesterday that went with the flow of price. So, you know, patience does pay. What's going on, Livingston? I see your thoughts on gold. We can talk about gold. So with gold, we're going to be looking for buys, right? So it's kind of similar to what we talked about at the beginning of the week, right? So Monday we had this higher high get made, so we're still bullish. We got a new higher low trying to get made right here. So as long as we do not break below 36.82 and hold as resistance, I'm still looking for buys. So we respected twice 37.18 as support, right? But we've been struggling to hold 37.46, 37.48 as support. So if we can hold this as support, we can look for buys going back up to the all-time highs and going back up to 37.64. But if we fail to hold this level of support, I'm gonna just let it do its thing for right now. But yeah, so you can see the past couple of days, price has been kind of struggling right here. But we do have news today at 8:30. Gonna be going live with the members and students during that news event. Wait, that's the wrong day. There we go. All right, we got 8:30 USD Canadian news going to be going live with the members and students during that. So members and students, make sure you be on the lookout for that. But yeah, GU is going timber right now. GJ is rejecting. I have a feeling GJ is going to do the move today, though. I have a feeling it's going to do the move today, though. Right? Like how long can it possibly tease us? You know what I mean? How long is it going to possibly continue to tease us? Right? It's retraced twice. It's been holding its level of support. Wednesday, it pushed back above after we had the reversal on Friday. We have news today. The JPY news last week didn't do shit for it. You know, it's got to wake up at some point. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure to like the live. You're on subscribe. You're not subscribed already. Let's get to 3,900 subscribers, y'all. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, though. That would have been a nice drop, though. That thing literally touched it right at 3 a.m. and took off immediately. But like I said, we don't get a retracement, that's fine. We'll just look for a sell at the next spot, which will be at this level, which is exactly what we did on Wednesday and yesterday, right? So if y'all was in Wednesday's live stream, right, then this will drop. Was this one right here, which is kind of same thing. It moved a little too quick for me to call a signal. All right, you can see the big ass drop right here on 3 a.m. just like today. So what did we say on Wednesday? All right, if it doesn't retrace, we're gonna look for a sell at the next level, which is exactly what price did right here, right? Same thing yesterday, right? Price didn't retest, so we didn't pull the trigger on the trade. So we went for a sell at the next level, and then guess what? We caught the wave. So the same thing here, right? So if we don't enter off the retest or we don't catch the retest, we simply just wait for the next possible entry point, which will be this level right here, right? So it's very simple. It's very simple, right? You don't want to chase price. You don't want to FOMO. You want to wait for price to come to you and continue to catch that wave. Right? You got to train that muscle to be okay with seeing price dump or fly past you. Because your setup will come. All right, let's see if we can hold this level right here. We just broke it, so we're going to be looking for a retest off this next 15. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Let me see right here. Then we got gold trying to push up as well. Yeah, I like this right here. Again, y'all, if we can hold 46,120 as support, we're going to be looking for values going to 46,200. The 15 just popped up. Let's see what we got. All right, we got the retest. Let's see what gold. Gold looks like it's about to try to push up as well. All right, let's see how this retest plays out. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Yeah, I like that right there. Let's see how this plays out. See if we can hold this level. Gold looks like it's about to try to do something too. Side GU still pushing. And like always, y'all, we don't see a setup. Like yesterday, we found a setup. If we don't see a setup for 6 a.m., the best thing to do is just simply wait for after the news to play out. Just wait for 9:30. It's called New York Open. If US30 can't hold this level, we're going to be sucked back into reversal territory and possibly see the downtrend. All right, we need this level to be held as support. NAS look good too. Let me pull it up. Pull it up. Yeah, NAS too. Hold on a second. Let me pull it NAS. So at NAS, we're looking for buys as well. We can break above a whole 24,500 support. We can look for guys going to 24,570, 24,580. It's kind of the similar situation as US30. It's that the market structure looks a little bit different. With it all leaning towards US30 over NAS, but I can see buys on both. I just kind of like the market structure a little bit better on US30 than NAS100. But they're kind of doing similar things at the same time. They have similar reactions this week. Only thing different is the market structure. US30 is a little bit cleaner in my opinion, but I'm seeing buys on both either way. Gold's about to break above this level. Let's see if we can hold right here. New 5 minute about to start. Like I said, I'm leaning more towards US30 than NAS, but just like on Monday, NAS and US30 did the same move I was looking for. I just chose US30 over NAS again, just due to market structure. Again, we got 8:30 news today, y'all. We're gonna be going live with the members of students during the 8:30 news today. If you do not know how to trade news, make sure to check out the How to Trade News playlist. Or if you're a member or student, just watch yesterday's New York Live that's uploaded in y'all's respective channels. Sale is still active. Shout out to the new members. Shout out to the new people in Playmaker University as well. Again, make sure to use those discount codes so y'all can get the biggest return on y'all's investment. But yeah, so US30 broke, but did not hold. Right? So we don't take the setup. That simple. We just wait for our rules to be met. That's all you got to do. Just wait for your rules to be met. Or literally, if you only go for setups that meet your rules, even if your rules were met but you missed the setup, if you literally just only go for setups where rules are met and they're at your entry points, it's like I talked about yesterday in the TikTok live, you automatically give yourself the highest likelihood and the highest probability of the trade going in your favor. Where is that video? Here it is. New 5-minute just popped up. Yep, it broke. So we're about to see if we can retest and hold that support. All right, we can hold that support. We're going to look for buys going to 37.64. So we got to see what this next 15 looks like. Again, we're either going to hold this level and make a new higher high, or we're going to reverse and retest this level right here. Right, and then we're either going to see price push back up. So these are literally how I see price playing out today. We're either going to hold this level, make a new higher high, or we're going to retrace back to this level or this level to make a new higher high. Now that's either what happened. This full thing will either happen today or today going into next week, or again, if we don't hold this level, make a higher high, we're going to reverse and then possibly see reversal territory get hit. All right, but we're looking for buys as of right now. You said they switched it so you can get gold. That's interesting. Gold's the most expensive thing yet. They just broke all time highs. That's a nice retest right there. I like that right there. My bad, y'all. I'm in a group call right now. I don't know if you heard me. I'm in a group call, and one of my homegirls, I won't say my homegirl, but one of the people I'm cool with out there, he said in Arkansas, you can get your paychecks in gold. She said, I have to look that up, but I doubt she'll lie to me. But apparently, they're giving some paychecks out in gold in some states now, which is crazy work. And again, gold, I keep telling you, gold just broke all time highs. Crypto's on discount right now, which is not a coincidence. But if y'all was here last year, I've been telling y'all to get y'all some gold and crypto. All right, they're changing the money system. Right, they're digitizing everything. I mean, they've been slowly digitizing everything to prepare for this. But you need to get you some crypto. You need to get you some gold. All right, whether that's physical gold or you can buy gold on the blockchain because they put gold on the blockchain a while back as well. If you It's not on Coinbase unless they added it to Coinbase, but it's on Kraken and it's called Pax G, right? Pax G. And it's literally a little bit more than the gold price on here. But yeah, y'all need to get y'all some gold and crypto, y'all. Y'all need to look into Web3. Y'all need to get y'all some gold and crypto. But I'm gonna have to look that shit up because that's true. That's very interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's a nice retest here. But to look to see if we can hold this level right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because that's true. That's very interesting. Yeah, so we got this retest on US30. I like this right here. Gold's attempting to retest right now as well. GU still pushing. Now I just Googled it and it's saying, no, I just see Okay, so they got a bunch of so Google off rip going to tell you no, but if you keep on scrolling and digging into it, there are reports of states voting and changing that shit. So I think they're not trying to make it public yet, because you know how they'll pass laws, but they won't like make it a public till a little bit later. Because I see shit saying states are passing and voting that, but when you Google it, the first thing Google says is no. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, shit about to get real interesting. I don't give a fuck. My crypto loaded up. And when things are cheap, where most people sell and avoid it, you buy when things are on discount. Now, gold's obviously not on discount. It was on discount for a little bit, but shit, this month has not been doing anything but flying. So we're going to see if we can hold this level here. I do like this retest. Gold's doing a retest right here as well. I think they are doing that though. I think they just don't want the people to know, because if everybody knew that, I feel like a lot of people will switch to that. But I'm gonna have to do some more digging on that. I found a few things, but probably this weekend I'm gonna run down that rabbit hole. Right now, let's see if we can hold this level of support. Again, we have news at 8:30 for the Canadian and USD pairs, y'all. Those just joined the live. We have not entered any trades yet. Missed this GU sell. It is what it is. So we're looking for a next entry, just like how we did yesterday. And then we're watching US30 and gold right now for these retests. All right, we got a retest right now playing out on US30. If we can hold this low at support, we're going to be for buys going to 46,200. And then if we can hold 37.48 as support, we could look for buys going to 37.64 GU. Unless we can, again, GU is a little bit complicated, right? If we maintain 33.70 as resistance, we can look for continued sales going down to 33.40. And if we break below 33.40, hold that as resistance, which we further do still yesterday, we can look for continued sales going to 33.05. But like we talked about earlier, we're either going to see today and next week a big dump like this, and then see if we can break past this level, or we're going to see a retracement take place today, and then possibly see new lower lows get set up for next week. You say you accept your haircut payments in silver dollars worth. Hey, so hey, that's smart. Yeah, like silver, like if gold goes up, silver is most likely going to continue to go up as well. Like back in the day, I used to trade gold and silver, and more times than not, it's like a correlating pair. But just like with NAS and US30, a couple times this week or last week, they don't always move exactly the same. But ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Gold, silver, all that good stuff. You're in Florida. Hey, shout out to the Floridians. You have to get past the house to be official. Like I said, I got to do a little bit more digging. Like I said, they probably are trying to push that, or they probably are doing it, but it's not official yet or voted out. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. Because, like I said, they initially got rid of the gold standard back in the day, making the U.S. dollar essentially worthless, right? And now we're at the point where everything's digital, so like literally, it's just numbers. It's just numbers in your bank account, numbers on your screen. It's not really worth much, right? Which is why when they print more money, it becomes even more and more, or I should say less and less valuable, right? It's kind of like how back in the day, if you had a microwave in your house, you was balling, right? If you had a microwave in your house back in the day, you was balling. But nowadays, that's default. Like if you don't have a microwave in your house, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's default. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's why they've been slowly digitizing everything. Even the stock market, right? Stock market digitized too, just like crypto. But yeah, shit's about to get real interesting for the next few years. All right, so gold did a little retest here. Let's see what the next 15 looks like. We're looking for the GBPJPYs as well, right? So I have a feeling it might try to sneak off before 8:30 and do a move. But we're definitely looking for buys below 220 support. We've been looking for the same buy setups we took last week, 2 weeks ago. Because we survived the reversal. So again, we just keep following. We're looking at this choppiness. I was stuck in for 2 months. And then we start to chop on top of this level. So we just need volume to break out of this funk, right? Volume to break out of this funk. Right? It's kind of like what we see right here. So it's got a little, right? You can see, obviously, the reaction here is not just extreme as it was currently or was the past couple of months. But we see here, even last year, we had a little bit of a struggle to break through that level, right? So that's the same levels we're at right now, right? So we see this is a stronger resistance level. We broke above that, and now we're holding at support. So now we just got to break through this choppiness right here. U15 just my U15 popping up in 2 minutes. I think flip the straight. I thought I was gonna hold. Still teasing us. Gold did a nice retest, so we're gonna wait to see what this candle close on gold is talking about. So that's a nice retest right there. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at your chart, drop in the chat. Make sure to like the live and subscribe, y'all. Whoops. Yeah, I'm about to see who can hold right here. Silver dollars. Okay. Yeah, we're living in crazy times. Definitely. But hey, if you know what's going on, you can take advantage of that. It's just like we do every day on the markets, right? A lot of people are scared of news, but we understand how news works, so we can take advantage of it, right? A lot of people are scared of manipulation in the markets, but we know how it works, we can take advantage of it. All right, so let's do this next 15 minutes. US30 ended up rejecting. And again, if I don't see any setups between now and 6 a.m., I'm simply going to just go live with the members during 8:30, see how the news plays out, and then wait for 9:30 to go for a setup. So I do like this right. Do like this retest. See if we can hold right. Do like this setup. I'm really just waiting for some volume because I don't want to get stuck in the choppiness, right? So if I'm going to take a trade before the news plays out, I want to see some indication of volume, right? Like a GU, I saw some indication of volume prior to the news, which was to the setup. Obviously, it was in some drawdown, but as you can see, price 7:30, price 8:30, price 9:30, price the rest of the day, right? Same thing if we look at GU, right? Got confirmation, took the setup. I mean, nice push, some volume over gold and stuff. Super wiki. Same thing with US30. You can see it's really trying to struggle right now. Super wiki. All right, looks like we might get something. Okay, you have to wake up for us. And that's the reality of trading, y'all. It's just literally patience. You have to just sit there and wait for your rules and confirmations to be met. Right? When you wait for your rules and confirmations to be met, when you take the setup, you're gonna be a lot more confident in the setup, whether you're in drawdown or in profit. And then on top of it, you have a high win rate with high RR setups. That's just even more. So I'm like, it looks like these two are about to try to do something. What's my bad, y'all? You know I got to smack the mic at least once. Yeah, that's a nice retest right there. Let me know if I messed the mic up because I don't got my AirPods in. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. So nice push. All right, let's see if we get this first TP. I'm about to mark it up on my screen so I can see what we're targeting first. Do that magic trick, y'all. So I just did that off my phone, so that's why I tell you I like trading view, because again, a lot of these trades I've been calling out, besides this one, obviously, it's like, especially New York session, more times than not, I'm in the bed when I take trades or call signals during New York session. All right, and if you just from paying attention off my phone, looks like US30 is going to try to do something as well. Again, if US30 can hold 46.20 as support, we can look for buys going to 46.200, 46.220. If gold can hold 40, not 37.48 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 37.64. That's what we're looking at right now. A slight profit, but want TPs to get hit. I look down, I look up, making bread. Hit that like button, y'all. It's called the playbook for a reason, bro. It's called the playbook for a reason. I'm gonna let the members know real quick. US30 pushing as well. You know, days like these, waking up at fucking 3 a.m. is not that bad. Really not that bad. It ain't too bad. I want to see if we can hit some more though. But we did just hit TP1. We should be seeing green or blue. US30 pushing back above as well. Let's see other charts opportunities. GJ. We'll be watching GJ in the next section. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just be wondering why I can only be commenting. Why I only be commenting while I'm trying to. Sometimes with other people, but a lot of times, people just be chilling, right? Like a lot of times, most of the people in here, they will just be listening or watching. Or a lot of times, they're members of the team watching. They already know the drill. They're just watching to learn or wait to see exactly what I answer. Because I tell the members of students all the time, I'm like, look, are y'all taking London session live? I mean, you're taking trades during the London session. That means I was live to break that shit down. So if you can take the trade, I'll be yelling at my people, man. It's all love, though. But I'm like, if you take the trade during London session, you should be listening to the live. I know you might not be able to watch it, But if you can listen to it, that's important as well because again, I'm saying exactly what we're talking about and looking for. But that's why I always say you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. You know, keep asking questions though, because I guarantee the questions you're asking or comments you're making, other people in the chat got the same thing, or people watching the playback got the same thing, or have the same questions. So yeah, we got a little bit of work to do, y'all. We need to TP1 retracing. Again, if we do not hold this low as support, we're going to see a reversal or big retracement take place today. All right, so if we do not make a higher high off this level, we're going to see a retracement, a big reversal take place. Same thing with US30, right? It's the last line of defense. So we hold this level of support, we can see our high get made or attempted to get made. But if we reject and hold this as resistance, we can see a possible reversal take place. To retrace, pushing back up. Yeah, we hit TP1 and we'll reject it. We'll see what the next 15 looks like. US started pushing up. Yeah, GU retracing. So again, like I said, even the scalpers and people that go into the 30-second charts, they're going to be looking for sales. So I would not be surprised if we see a big reversal. So like I said, we're either going to go timber like we did last time we broke this level, or we're going to see a retracement and have a lower high get made today. Because again, we just had a huge lower low yesterday and Wednesday. Right. What we got on GJ? So we're going to be looking for buys on GJ. We can break above and hold 220 as support. We're looking for buys going to 260. That's the only setup I'm looking for, unless we have a big ass push and breaking up the levels. But I'm just looking for buys on GJ. All right, we broke it yesterday but failed to hold. We broke it again. That's why we don't breakout trade. We took a necessary loss for no reason. Same thing here, right? We go for a break and retest. We're back at TP1 on gold. Let's see if we hit TP2. All right, y'all. So we're going to be still in this trade. Let it do what it do. My SL is slightly in profit, but we're still just floating at TP1. Again, if y'all missed the analysis, just rewind a little bit. We got news at 8:30. We're going live with the members in the 8:30 news. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal free Telegram. Also, make sure to take advantage of the end of summer sale, 40% off. I think I'm where's that? I try not to be too spammy with it. Also, like maybe once or twice. Where is it? I passed it again. I know I posted it somewhere. Hold on, y'all. I guess I didn't post it this week, so I guess I'll post it later on today. All right, 25% off one-on-one session advancement Instagram. Use discount code locked in, and then you can get 40% off Playmaker University by using discount code Playbook. All right, y'all. You guys got any questions? You can contact me directly. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. And yeah, do not waste y'all's weekend. Like I always say, review y'all's trades to prepare for the week because the weekend's literally just 2 days. Okay, so we're going to see how this plays out and what New York sessions got for us. All right, when do you usually go live? I go live every day, London session, 3 a.m. EST. So what you need to do right now is hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal free Telegram. That way you're notified every single time we go live. All right, but we go live every single day, London session, 3 a.m. every single day. All right, so you guys need to have your noties on in the free Telegram so you know when I go live on YouTube and then when I go live on TikTok.